December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And as the Raiders take over on offense, we get to see the man who has been the leader of this team for 9 seasons now, under center Derek Carr.
And it certainly hasn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, they'll burn you.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Play action. Now it's Carr. They'll roll him out right. And right away, he lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Recovered by the Chargers. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
The Charger offense makes its way out for the first time in this ball game, and leading the way, already a star in just his 3rd season, it's Justin Herbert.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Now the 4th-round pick from A&M. This is Isaiah Spiller. Taking a peek at the rushing numbers for Spiller in last week's game.
16 carries, 60 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Sliding out of the pocket, and he wisely will throw that one away. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all, and you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in to get some points.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Spiller.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Now, first carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs.
And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. To throw, it's Carr. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He finds his man Johnson.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. The Raiders hit 6 and 5 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And able to use the stiff arm to gain leverage initially, but not much room thereafter. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Carr. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
For these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Carr. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 21. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Adams, the man in motion left. Again, it's Carr. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run it.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it, because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. How you like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you?
Now the former UCLA Bruin, this is Joshua Kelly.
And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From down near his goal line here, Herbert under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick.
Abdullah to return. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago. Their 2nd straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So a failure to connect on 2nd down. That leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Carr. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt.
DeAndre Carter back deep. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going.
They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely.
Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now it's Herbert. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. On 1st down, it's Herbert. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. On 2nd down, Spiller looking for space. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 7th play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that will be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Now they'll throw with Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, I certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Looking deep for Adams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
To about the 40-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they've been seeking.
Now a handoff coming left to Spiller.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard, maybe a touch less.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Ebron with it over the middle. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
He gets this out to Spiller.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And it is 2nd and goal.
That's a solid throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. They'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Hopkins' kick is good, and they will jump out in front here with a very unusual scoreline of 3-2.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself, at this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Charger D making things difficult, and it's 4th down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Well, mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick six.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. 1 second, all that remains. Open man, that's Renfro. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Lamar Jackson, terrific in the win, as his guys up their mark to 7-4 with the victory. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Zach Wilson leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Justin Fields strong in the victory as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Chargers. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first two quarters. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to
pass the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter.
From his end zone, here comes Carter.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it back.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Herbert. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Holding offense.
Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try and run for it with Kelly. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Week 13 here in the NFL, first weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now, and we got a couple of good ones in prime time. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa.
To throw, it's Carr. Quickly a slant to Renfro. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfro.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And this is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Carr. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Now, Carr again.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. They run behind center with Spiller. And there to make the tackle, Jonathan Abram.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll go right back to Spiller here on 1st down.
He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Touchdown, Chargers!
Mike Williams,
his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Chargers go up by 2 touchdowns.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by J.C. Jackson.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's in personal or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard. Straight ahead, it's Spiller.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
They keep it on the ground with Spiller.
Gets past one man. 18 yards that time to push him up, first and goal. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football.
And this time he is in.
Yes.
Isaiah Spiller, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was Isaiah Spiller capping things off with a touchdown run.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by J.C. Jackson.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Out of the gun, a give to Spiller.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Spiller.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will... Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Raiders heading out to take over. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Here's Jacobs from the gun.
A solid stiff arm. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And now they're in the hurry-up.
A gain of 15 yards. That's good for Las Vegas.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And now here is another interception. Picked off by J.C. Jackson.
And the Chargers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line.
Hands this to Spiller to start things.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again on the ground, again it's Spiller. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Trayvon Merrick on the tackle. A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard. From the gun, a run by Spiller. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 1 yard.
Here's a handoff to Spiller. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. After the loss, they'll come up second and 13. On the handoff, Spiller. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. 13 yards down to the 13. From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Herbert now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They're up comfortably here, Charles. But that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Kelly again. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. His 4th rushing touchdown on the year, number 6 overall. And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Hopkins with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They go with Jacobs. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On play action, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up second and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs.
73 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 35. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Shotgun now for Carr.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 12-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is a chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now Herbert gives this one to Kelly.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, it's Spiller.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
And the Chargers first down.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee.
This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the